Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be doing part 2 of the microgreen video series. Hopefully I can talk today, microgreens. And fast forward about a week, I'll have to look and see what day I actually started those microgreens. And here we are. So what I'm going to do is pull out this first tray. And before I do that though, talk a little bit about the lights that I have set up on these. These are just regular fluorescent bulbs that I got these fixtures from a contractor here locally that was selling them on Craigslist. I guess they gutted a building and they had these left over, so instead of letting them go to waste, which they would have literally threw them out, I purchased them for $10 a fixture, got about almost 20 of them. It was some of the best money I've ever spent on lights because I use these lights for just about every type of growing, like starting and finishing, and they work great, so don't have to go that expensive. And then what I did was I wired them all up, real simple wiring, and just wired them into a timer. As you can see here, I have it all plugged into a wall. That timer runs a total of, I'm going to stand back here, of 6 lights that are basically, actually 7 lights including this one over here, the bigger one. So anyways, this one timer just turns on and off all of these lights, so it's real simple. I have them on about 18 hours a day, 6 hours off, and that seems to be a good light schedule for when you're growing vegetation. So anyways, you wouldn't have to go this dramatic and make like a tower like this. I mean, you can just simply go and buy some LEDs, like a 4-foot strip. Those are fine. Those will work just fine for greens. Fluorescents work great. What you really want to stay away from though are the halogens or anything that produces a lot of heat. Like even LEDs, they don't produce a lot of heat, but if you have them too close to the microgreens, they will cause them to wilt a little bit, and I've had that happen. So you want to keep them about 6 inches up, seems to be the best for me, 6 to 7 inches. And now if I take a look at these, we'll go into how they're doing and how they got to this point. So we're fast forwarding the process where I put the seeds on the mats, and then I wet the mats, covered them up, put them in my closet, and then within about 2 days these started to sprout up. Very tiny. They were like very yellow looking. That's how they look. And when they get to that point, what I'll do is I'll take them out of the closet, and I'll still leave a plastic cover. If I can find it over here, I have a clear plastic cover. I don't know where it's at, but anyways, the clear plastic covers that come with these trays, I usually will keep those on for the first day or two when I pull them out of the closet, out of the dark, just to keep the moisture locked in on these mats so that the plants, so I don't have to water them as much because they're super fragile at this stage. So as you can see right here, it's Friday and these things are taking off. This is wasabi. I made a little checkerboard here. This is wasabi, the smaller ones, and then radishes are the bigger ones. And these, honestly, you could harvest now. The radishes you could, and then the wasabi, you could actually harvest those now, but I'm actually going to wait at least a couple more days to harvest these. And when you harvest them, it's real easy on the mats. You just pull these mats out. You can see the roots. See how neat that is? All the roots just growing here into it. Pretty neat. And you just pull these mats out. You can set them on your counter. Take a pair of scissors and just snip off these greens. Put them into a little strainer to wash them off, because you always want to wash them off. Anytime you're dealing with sitting water, it's always a good idea to rinse off your microgreens. Some people don't, but I definitely recommend doing that. I'm kind of a germaphobe and a little scared to get sick. So anyways, that's really it with these. It's that simple. As far as when to harvest them, remember I said the first set of leaves here is technically when you can harvest microgreens, and you can even wait till the next set of leaves or the true leaves appear, and that would be fine as well. Another thing you can do is you can just leave them in these trays and just harvest them as needed, and that way you keep them in here growing, because once you harvest these and you cut them, there's a shelf life to them, and the shelf life, you know, can range depending. I mean, I've had some last, like I showed you guys in the last video, the carrots, they were in there for like 2 weeks in the crisper and they were fine. But some of them, man, they'll go bad in like, you know, 4 to 5 days, and they just start looking weird and funky. So anyways, if you leave them on these trays and harvest them as needed, then you don't have to worry about that. Now you do have to keep these mats soaked constantly. I'm going to add water to these mats today. I do it every single day. There's some pretty elaborate setups out there that you can have automatic watering systems, and I've thought about doing that too. To be honest, I just haven't had the time. So I eventually wanted to turn this into an automatic watering system where I would just have a pump running through these trays and just have it on a timer and run it once a day to keep these mats wet. But for now, I just do it by hand, and you know, it does make me have to check on my stuff every day too to see what's going on. So that is this set here. Oh, and these right here I skipped are the basic salad mix. These are just my go-to. They're super easy, reliable. They always grow well, and they're doing wonderful. So there you can see these. Let's see if I can get a close-up for you. Yep, packed with nutrients. So, you know, you throw these in a salad mix and they taste great, and they're super nutritious. Can't talk today. And that's that. So we're going to close this up. I'm doing this with one hand here. Then I'm going to go to the second set on the bottom here. These are some different types of microgreens that we talked about. This right here is wheatgrass. Now the wheatgrass took about 2 to 3 more days to sprout up, and you have to soak these overnight, but as you can see, they're coming up great. These are going to turn green probably by tomorrow once photosynthesis takes place. But like I told you, I don't like these. I don't eat them. I'm growing these for my chickens and rabbits, but they do grow pretty fast and they get big. So if you're into wheatgrass or you want to drink wheatgrass shots, go for it. Nothing against it. It's just not my thing. So anyways, so you can see right here, super hardy too. They're easy, hard to kill. But I have these in dirt because they don't do well in the mats. Then over here, these are the beets. They take a while to get started, and if I'm being honest, they're not my favorite microgreen to grow. They're just tough to get going, and they tend to fizzle out some of the seeds. Like you'll put a lot of seeds down here, and you just don't seem to get a lot of sprouts percentage wise. So you know, and they take a while. So like these will pop up here, and then 3 days later you're going to have more pop up, but they're just they're not consistent, I've noticed, and you know, they're not reliable. They don't, as you can see, they don't grow near as full, even though I have a bunch of seeds down here. And so anyways, yeah, they taste good, but they're kind of a little trickier to grow. So that's that. And then moving on over here, we have our sunflower shoots. These are actually pretty tasty. These are the black oil sunflower, and these will also turn green here within the next day, and they will be ready to harvest within the next 3 days. So then I'll make a little salad mix. And then finally, let's go to the popcorn shoots. Now you see I have this covered here. Remember what I said. These particularly are not good to grow under lights, because once photosynthesis takes place, they will start tasting extremely bitter. But if you leave them in the dark, then they taste really good. And you just cut the tips of them off, and they will be, you can add them to salads or whatever. So to be honest, I don't know why we even consider these microgreens, because they're really not microgreens at all. They're shoots. So this is the same process, right? So anyways, you can see right here, yeah, they're growing like crazy. And what I'll do is I'll let these grow another day, maybe 2, and then I do is just cut the tips of these off, and they will taste just like corn. Have a real sweet, sugary flavor to them, so they're really cool to add to salads. But like I said, not really microgreens, I don't think. So that's that, and I'm gonna leave these covered. But that is the conclusion and the exciting world of microgreens. As far as tips, just stay diligent, keep an eye on them every day, and just keep them under lights. If you can get a light set up like this would be good. A timer, you don't even need a timer initially. Just if you remember every day to turn them on and off at a certain time, that'd be good. But you can just get a timer and hook the lights right into a timer. That makes it a lot easier. So that's that, and hope you enjoyed the video. And if you want to subscribe, go for it. I'll be posting more on different topics. So thank you.